How to stop negative thought patterns before or during workouts. This is a great question and particularly challenging because you don't have a lot of time right before workout starts usually, and then in the workout, of course, once it's started, very little time and bandwidth to go through any complicated exercises, okay? So let me just go back to the last commitment video where we talked about negative thought patterns and observing them, okay? So if you can step out of yourself and kind of see yourself having a negative thought in the third person, that takes away a lot of the thought's power to control you, to control your physical expression of it, and then of course your headspace, okay? So just think of it as a cloud floating by, okay? That's the negative thought. You just observe it. Number two is replace or displace. So again, you're probably not going to be able to stop the negative thought head on, okay? But what we can do is recognize that overall our thought space is always a finite resource. So if we can focus on something positive or even repeat a positive statement to ourselves like, I can do this, I got this, I'm capable, I'm worthy of this, that's going to displace the negative thoughts. Even if it doesn't completely erase them, there's just not enough room for the negative thought to dominate the brain space or the head space, okay? Next thing is think about your avatar. So that's who else besides yourself will give you the strength to get through this difficult moment. And then your mantra, which goes back to your why, which goes back to your core values. Your mantra is a little simpler though, because it should be a statement of just a couple words or even one word that encapsulates your core values basically. So for me, it's kind of funny. I say to myself before a difficult lift while I'm setting up, even while I'm grabbing the bar, I'll kind of whisper to myself different things depending on the circumstance, but I like to go with the Most High. A lot of people will interpret this to mean maybe the Most High God, but I think of it as more like a cosmic sense or like a space sense where like the ceiling opens up for me and I can really experience this moment in the greater universe, in the greater cosmos, because that's something I'm passionate about and that's what I believe in. I believe that we're the remnants of supernova and those things are a part of us. We are all star stuff, okay? And that'll help me kind of expand and get out of this little space of just this thing that's difficult for me right now, okay? Back down to earth, just move around. I see this a lot with high-level athletes. For me, I see it with dancers and with martial artists. Just stepping in place, really simple, or even pacing back and forth, okay, in a controlled way, not in like a tweaker way, okay? That again, like your movement takes up a certain amount of head space, and if you're moving, there's not going to be as much bandwidth for the negative thoughts, okay? Next thing, again, really simple, is just humor, okay? If we can even like crack a smile or make a joke with someone else about, oh man, this is going to be crazy, right? That already just like takes it down a notch with the negative thought pattern, all right? The next strategy is something I've learned recently, and it's setting an appointment with yourself. So I have a negative thought right now, but I don't necessarily have to deal with it right now. In fact, I can say to myself, I'm gonna deal with this 10 minutes after the workout's over. I'm gonna go for a walk outside around the corner, I'm gonna sit down, and I'm gonna spend 3 minutes dealing with whatever it is that's cropping up right now. Just giving yourself the temporary relief, but not avoiding it completely, saying you're gonna deal with it at a specific time in the future, that can help you get through the moment and then still do the task at hand, okay? The next item is just, again, returning to your core values, asking yourself your why am I doing this? And then hopefully trying to reiterate that simply through your mantra, okay? Through that simple statement that encapsulates your core values. Okay? The last thing I'll say is that, again, the thoughts and feelings are like clouds floating by, but recognize that action is truth, okay? You could be having these negative thought patterns consistently in a different way maybe, but for a long period of time, But if you're keeping on showing up and doing the difficult thing anyway, action is truth. What you do defines you more than any thoughts you're having in your head, okay? Or as Ra's al Ghul says in Batman Begins, the training is nothing. The will is everything. The will to act. Have a great day.